What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin. This is Movie Watch. Here at Movie Watch, we talk horror, physical media, nostalgia, all kinds of movie-related content. Poke around, look at my other videos. If you dig it, please give this video a like and maybe even think about subscribing. I always say liking a video not only helps me, it helps YouTube give you the content you want to see.
Help me help you.
By curating your suggested videos by videos you like. Definitely give this video a like if you dig it. I really appreciate it. So recently I've seen a couple people posting videos highlighting movies from their collection that have not made the jump from DVD to Blu-ray. So I went through my collection and I found a pretty big stack of movies. Some of these are pretty obscure, some of them are more well known, but they all need a Blu-ray release or even a 4K release. I did my research on each one the best I could. If maybe you've heard one of these is getting a release or maybe I missed a release date, please let me know in the comments, because obviously I really want to get these on Blu-ray. So if I happen to miss one and you're like, oh shit, that's getting a Blu-ray release, definitely let me know in the comments so I can know and other people watching the video can find out about that too. I'll also just briefly do a quick bit of self-promotion. I just did 2 upcoming Blu-ray release videos where I highlighted all of the upcoming Blu-ray, Steelbook, 4K, and boutique releases of December, so check those videos out. I also did, in relation to this video, a couple weeks ago, I posted a video highlighting obscure and ridiculous movies that I can't believe got collector's editions Blu-ray from the boutique labels, so check that video out as well. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Now, doing my research to make sure that these didn't have Blu-ray releases already, I discovered that there was a couple movies that I had pulled out that in fact are getting Blu-ray releases upcoming. So 2 of those releases are Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield and Jonathan Brandis, RIP. I absolutely love this movie. It's so good. Golden Child as well is also getting a Blu-ray release from Paramount Presents. Rodney Dangerfield coaches a failing soccer team and he needs a little secret weapon, so he hires Jonathan Brandis' character to dress up as a girl and join their all-female soccer team. It's just a super fun movie. So both of these movies are getting Blu-ray releases coming up. First up in the list coming up here, Half Baked. Where is the American Blu-ray release? Now, Umbrella Entertainment just released a Blu-ray that is a Region B release. On Amazon, it's going for like 40 bucks. I saw one listing for a version shipping from America that was like 15 bucks, but we do not have a readily available American release of Half Baked right now. You can only find it on the DVDs. May have gotten an out-of-print Blu-ray release a long time ago, but we need an American version of this. Another one that I'll mention before I forget, because I don't have a copy of it in front of me, Airheads. Airheads got a Blu-ray release years and years ago for a very short amount of time. It went out of print, now you can't find it. Give me an Airheads Blu-ray, please. Next up, Grandma's Boy. Grandma's Boy is a absolutely hilarious stoner comedy that has yet to make the jump from DVD to Blu-ray. Give us a Blu-ray of Grandma's Boy, please. Classic. Another classic movie that has yet to get a Blu-ray release, Airborne. Come on. What are you thinking, people? This movie is an absolute cult classic. Vinegar Syndrome released Rad. So maybe they can get a hold of Airborne and give us a badass 4K restoration of Airborne. Next up, now these next ones, Pizowell did mention in his videos, but I wanted to mention these 2 as well. May and the Stoned Age. Let us get Blu-rays of both of these movies. I've watched both these movies countless times. In particular, I was really surprised to see that Pizowell highlighted this movie in his video, because he usually does horror. I know he watches other movies besides horror, but it was awesome to see somebody talk about this movie. It's just not enough people talk about Stoned Age. It's such a classic movie. So these 2, where's the Blu-ray release, folks? Come on, let's get with it. And another comedy, a lot of comedies in here. Next up, Captain Ron. Where in the hell is my Captain Ron Blu-ray? How about a margarita? I love this movie. This movie is endlessly quotable. Every moment of this movie is just absolutely perfect. I've watched it countless times. Please give us a Blu-ray of Captain Ron. Next up, another one I cannot believe has not got a Blu-ray release, SLC Punk. Come on, guys. I could almost see this maybe even getting a Criterion release. If Dazed and Confused can get a Criterion release, SLC Punk, I feel, is every bit as culturally relevant and important, especially for its time. Give us a Blu-ray of SLC Punk, classic movie. These movies have been talked about to death as far as not having a Blu-ray release. I have a bootleg release here of Brain Dead, but Dead Alive and Bad Taste. Peter Jackson, please get your restorations together. Give us Meet the Feebles, Bad Taste, Brain Dead, Dead Alive. Please, we need Blu-ray releases of these movies. I have this Blu-ray release, which looks great. It's a 1080p restoration. You can watch it on YouTube, but I'm telling you what, man, Peter Jackson, everybody's just watching your movie on YouTube when you could be getting money for it. So get it together, buddy. Next up, one of my all-time favorite movies, Pump Up the Volume. Pump Up the Volume. Please, can we get a Blu-ray release of this? I cannot believe that this has not got a Blu-ray release. This is still the old, snapper case, cardboard DVD. This is just another one that I've seen countless times. If you're not familiar with Up the Volume, Christian Slater plays a pirate DJ who's kind of a loser in school, and he escapes into his basement where he's this big personality on the radio playing crazy music and just having crazy conversations. This was kind of in the heyday of like Howard Stern and things like that. This movie is awesome. It's a great coming of age movie. If you haven't seen Pump Up the Volume, I cannot recommend it enough. Samantha Mathis is gorgeous. She's a fantastic actress. She's also in another movie I'm going to talk about coming up here too. So let's get it together, guys. Pump Up the Volume. Another classic 90s movie, Freeway. If you have not seen Freeway with Kiefer Sutherland, Brooke Shields, Reese Witherspoon, you have got to watch this movie. Go watch this movie tonight. Whenever you see this video, seek out this movie and watch Freeway. Reese Witherspoon never again took another role like she played in this one. She plays the daughter of a crackhead whose parents both get arrested. Amanda Plummer plays her mom in just like a crazy role, and her crazy stepdad or dad, they both get arrested for being just disgusting crackheads, and she decides that she's going to go to her grandmother's house. They kind of have like a Little Red Riding Hood motif that kind of flows through the movie where she's going to her grandma's house. So it's sort of a road movie, but it's just insane. She runs into Kiefer Sutherland, who plays the most despicable, disgusting character that you've ever seen. Reese Witherspoon's, she drops about 150 F-bombs in this movie. This movie is so unique. I have this old Walmart release of it with the slipcase, but we got a Blu-ray release of the sequel, which is such an obscure movie. What was this, Olive Films, or no, Dark Force DVD. We have a sequel with Natasha Lyonne, which is the same writer-director. It's a really good movie, but not one for the first movie. Let's get Freeway. Next up, another one that I have a bootleg DVD of, Richard Linklater's Suburbia. This is just one of the, like, a 90s staple, man. I cannot believe this has not got a Blu-ray release. And it's also one of the really kind of less talked about Richard Linklater films that's just really, really good. It's about as 90s as it gets with the casting, the clothes, and in fact the outfits and the clothes in this movie are like, you rarely see a movie like this 90s. It's such a time capsule to watch. So Suburbia, give us a Blu-ray release. Like I said, this is a bootleg. Next up, this one might have been mentioned in Pizowell's video, I can't remember, but another one with this old snapper case release. Nothing But Trouble, this odd, strange little movie written and directed by Dan Aykroyd. This is the weirdest movie, but it stars John Candy, Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, Demi Moore. It's such a bizarre movie. Demi Moore and Chevy Chase play these like yuppies going through this like little weird small, I think it's a Texas town, and they get arrested for speeding or something small and get taken into this weird like house of horrors where it's just a bizarre movie with a lot of horror elements to it, but it is a comedy.
Go ahead there, folks. Pick yourself up a couple of dolls.
Dan Aykroyd and John Candy both play like multiple roles in it. Dan Aykroyd plays this gigantic naked baby character. It's such a strange movie. Can't recommend Nothing But Trouble enough. Definitely check this out. We need a Blu-ray release. Next up, another one of my favorite movies. Marissa Tomei, a good actor. Alan Arkin, Natasha Lyonne. I absolutely love this movie about a little family that's kind of living out of their means. Their father is kind of supported by his older brother, his more successful brother, and it's basically the story about this little ragtag family that's close, but they just can't get it together. They're always going from place to place, getting kicked out of hotels and homes, but they desperately want to live this Beverly Hills lifestyle that they just simply can't afford, and the kids are having a tough time. God, this movie's so good. I've seen it so many times. If you haven't heard of or seen Slums of Beverly Hills, watch this movie. It's just one of the classic 90s comedies that's just heartfelt. There's some heartbreaking moments in it too. The relationships with the brother and the sister and the dad. It's just a really heartfelt comedy. It's just so good. I can't recommend Slums of Beverly Hills enough. Definitely check this one out. Another one that has not got a Blu-ray release, American Movie. This is probably hands down my all-time favorite documentary that I've ever seen in my life. It's about two guys from Milwaukee who are making a horror movie, trying to finish this low-budget horror movie. And when you're watching it, you almost can't believe that it's a documentary because the characters are so unbelievable. Mark Borchardt.
In my basement, and I always used to get like pissed off inside because I would want to party really heavy and no one else would, you know. And then all of a sudden Mark came over, and it's either I had a bottle of vodka or he had a bottle of vodka, but anyway, we were drinking vodka, and I was so happy that I found someone who would drink vodka with me, you know.
Mike Shank and his friends making this movie in Milwaukee on a no budget type of deal. If you have not seen American Movie, I mean, drop everything you're doing and just please, I beg of you to go watch this movie.
Oh, dude. You know what? I'm sorry I tried to put your head in this.
It is absolutely incredible. Mark Borchardt is quite a character. It's got a decent amount of special features, but I know they have to be sitting on thousands of hours of unreleased footage from this movie, and I would just love to see more footage from this and maybe clean up the transfer that they got, because it was shot, I believe, on 35mm, so they can really clean this up and make it look amazing. So, American Movie. Next up, these couple are a little bit more on the obscure side. This movie may not be for everybody. This is one of River Phoenix's last roles that he ever played, starring alongside Dylan McDermott, Samantha Mathis, an early performance by Sandra Bullock. I believe this was pre-Speed. I believe this is from 1993, The Thing Called Love. This is a goofy little movie about this small town in, I think they're in Nashville. Yeah, in Nashville. All these group of friends that are all like aspiring singer-songwriters that all kind of convene at this one club where they like make and break artists, where you go into audition to perform at this bar, and if you get past, you're kind of like a local celebrity and you have a chance to meet producers, because the owner of this bar is really respected for finding talent. And it's even if you're not into like country music, it's just such a 90s time capsule, and River Phoenix's performance is incredible. And sadly, he was like really hooked on heroin, and you can kind of tell he's kind of maybe not in the best spirits while making this movie, but it's just such a fun little movie. He meets Samantha Mathis, who I have just the biggest crush on. I absolutely love Samantha Mathis, but she's fantastic in this movie as well. She plays another singer-songwriter. It's just a great little fun, goofy, romantic comedy with some heartfelt moments, some tragic and sad moments too, but it's just a lot of fun, and it doesn't have a Blu-ray release. I'd like to see a Blu-ray. Last but definitely not least is a little movie called Another Day in Paradise, starring James Woods, Melanie Griffith, directed by Larry Clark, who did Kids and also did Ken Park and Bully. As I was sitting here editing this video and talking about Bully, I realized I had to double check Bully doesn't have a Blu-ray release either. Come on, what's up? And then right next to that on my shelf was yet another movie, Carnosaur.
how the hell does Carnosaur not have a Blu-ray release? And this is Roger Corman flick, which means Shout Factory still has the rights to these Roger Corman movies. So come on, man, let's do it.
The two kids play these kind of heroin addicted kids who are living just by the skin of their teeth, robbing people to make ends meet and to kind of feed their drug habit. And they run across James Woods and Melanie Griffith, who are kind of a grown-up version of these two kids who are into petty crime and also into drugs and things like that. Melanie Griffith and James Woods take these two kids under their wing and they start getting into crime and doing this kind of thing. It's a really, really super interesting movie. Lou Diamond Phillips plays this crazy character in it. This movie's batshit crazy. If you know anything about Larry Clark, you know that he doesn't make normal movies. These movies are extremely kind of shocking, left of center movies. It's a really non-traditional movie. It was produced by James Woods, I believe, but it's just a fantastic movie that is yet to get a Blu-ray release. So we definitely need that. And as far as I know, I think Kids, his famous movie Kids, has not gotten a Blu release, or he did have a Blu-ray release that was out of print. So there's a couple Larry Clark movies that need better treatment than this old DVD. So that is all I got, guys. That's my list. These movies need Blu-rays. Now, if you guys have any movies that you can't believe have not made the jump from VHS or DVD to Blu-ray, leave them in the comments below. I really want to know. I was going through my collection. It just shows you there are so many movies that have not made the leap or got the upgrade to Blu-ray. So let's get on it, production companies. If Disney could quit swallowing every production company and abandoning their physical media, that would be great too. But that's a story for another video. But guys, that is all I got for today. Check out my other videos. Like this video if you're still here. Thanks for watching the whole video. I really appreciate it. Guys, stay weird. And until next time, bye.
I love movies. Gosh, I love movies. I love watching them, and I love making them.